Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Connor McDavid have a secret. It's actually a secret weapon that has allowed them to achieve at the very highest level. Championships, scoring titles, an elite performance that has left us astounded. While I'm not a professional athlete, I have become obsessed with their secret because it has helped them become great in their field. And I want to be great in my field. I want to achieve at the very highest level. And I'm going to share this secret with you because I'm obsessed with helping you dream big and realize those dreams. And this secret weapon will absolutely help you do that.
For your consideration.
My name is Derek Selinger, and I have chased my dreams my whole life. I've dreamt big, and I've achieved many of them. I've performed on the most beautiful stages in the world, on television, on Penn and Teller's Fool Us, on cruise ships. I've started a production company. I won awards with short films, and I continue to perform for people all over the world. I'm obsessed with dreaming big. In fact, I'm so obsessed with dreaming big and helping other people do that. I even did a TEDx talk on the subject, which I'll link in the description. And this secret weapon that I'm going to share with you today has absolutely started to transform the way I think about achieving things. In just a moment, I'm going to share with you who the secret weapon is, because it's a person, and then 5 actionable takeaways that I am applying in my life right now that you can apply as well. And stay right to the end of the video, because at the end I've got a bonus tip that I really think is going to really help you level up very quickly if you implement it. I've been a fan of Michael Jordan. In fact, I had this poster on my wall as a kid. And Kobe Bryant, of course, is known for having the Mamba mentality. He was absolutely dominant as a competitor. And then Connor McDavid is an absolute phenom as a hockey player who just keeps leveling up his game, and it's just a matter of time till he wins a Stanley Cup, along with all the other awards he's won. And all 3 of these athletes, elite athletes, have one person in common, and they have called him their secret weapon. The person is a man named George Mumford. George Mumford is a mindfulness coach. He's a flow state coach that was able to speak the language of these elite athletes. And he was able to motivate them and help them understand how to motivate themselves and deal with stress and anxiety and all these other things so they could achieve at a high level. And the thing that I have been discovering as I've learned more about George Mumford is the man says things in a way that you and I can implement in our lives no matter what our endeavor is. I, of course, am trying to perform on the very highest level as an entertainer, but I think this applies to business, to the arts, to all kinds of different enterprises if you implement the ideas contained within his book called Unlocked. In fact, the 5 things I'm going to share with you today are principles from the book Unlocked. They're kind of my spin or take on it from studying them, but I encourage you to go to the book itself and read it for yourself and glean all this information for yourself, because you're going to see things slightly different than I do. But without further ado, let's get going with the first takeaway. The first thing to really help us reach those goals and achieve the dreams in our life is to practice daily mindfulness. Now, this is a very simple idea, and you could start very simply. Just when you wake up in the morning, spend the first 5 to 10 minutes of your day mindfully thinking about where you're at, take an inventory of where you're at emotionally and physically, and then set your mind on what you want to do and achieve and feel and experience for that day. This sets a positive tone for your day and enhances your overall well-being. In fact, I would suggest taking it one step further. A practice that I've started to really employ is being mindful when I go to sleep as well. I go to sleep thinking about my dreams and my hopes. I go to sleep thinking about the positive things that are coming tomorrow. And then I continue it the next morning with this mindfulness practice. We live in a world that's so negative, and I don't know about you, but I have been guilty in the past of going to bed thinking about all of the failures of the day, right? Oh man, this didn't go right. The boss yelled at me. I had this confrontation with another driver at the grocery store when I was trying to park, and so talked to me negatively, and I failed at this. And we go to bed with these ideas, and then we wake up with them. And what do we start with? Like, oh yeah, man, yesterday was a tough day. Gee, I hope tomorrow's better. You know what I'm saying? What if we went to bed positively, thinking about the positive things that went on in the day and what we want to achieve tomorrow? And then we got up and we put those same things in our mind. How different would our days be? George Mumford tells us our days are going to be very different. In fact, this is the thing that he's told these elite athletes to do to achieve at a high level. Why don't we do it? The second tip from the book Unlocked, and it's something that is so powerful, but it takes a bit of discipline to do. And that is just journal. Journal for self-reflection. Journal what you're thinking, what you're experiencing, what your goals are, what your hopes are. Just write your day down. It's like the Dear Diary thing, but maybe a little more specific to the endeavor that you're going in. And what it allows you to do is to accomplish this sense of mindfulness. You don't need to gatekeep here. You could journal the negative stuff, but this will allow you to get it out on paper so that you can deal with it instead of just having things in the back of your mind, plaguing you. Like sometimes when you're bothered by something, you don't know exactly what it is. Well, if you journal out your experiences, it'll help you analyze your emotions and your experiences so you can deal with them and then move forward from them. So that's the negative side of it, but also the positive things. When amazing things happen to you, how powerful would it be if you actually wrote it down and saw in ink and pen that, look at this amazing thing that's just happened in my life. It helps you really focus on what you want in life, and it helps you achieve. Now let's just stop right here. If you're one of those people that is listening to me already and going, yeah, this is really nice, fine, and good, but it's not for me because I don't have talent, I don't have extreme ability, I don't have this, I don't have that, and already piling up in your mind is all of these little details that are telling you that you can't, I want you to lean in a little bit. No, seriously, come closer. Sometimes you just need someone to look you in the eye and say to you, someone that's been there, that's done these things, and say to you, you can do this. You don't know the depths of your potential until you start to swim. You need to start to do these things. And from that, my friend, amazing things will happen in your life. You need to believe that you have something to give and something to do, and listen to these things with the mindset that this applies to you, because it does apply to you. And really, when you get down to it, this channel is all about just trying to be in your corner and to look you in the eye and say that important truth and to give you some wisdom to help you on your way. All right, point 3. The third one was something that I learned about when I was playing basketball in college, and I continue to do without having the sophistication of George's writings in my mind, and it really does make a difference, and that is visualize success. You want to visualize outcomes, you want to visualize habits, and you want to visualize the process of you going through what it takes to achieve what you are dreaming. This is why having a dream is so important, because when you have a dream, you can begin to create details around it. And this isn't some kind of froofy stuff. This is really practical, that when you begin to construct in your mind what you want to see, you will naturally start to do the things necessary to achieve what you are creating in your mind. This is why we need to be very careful about visualizing failure. Because if you just keep visualizing failure, guess what you're going to trend towards? But if you visualize success, if you focus on making your dreams a reality in your mind first, they will begin to work their way out practically in the habits, in the deeds, and in the work of your life. Visualization techniques are a secret of the superstars of sport, and they are your secret as well if you will employ them. Again, I've been doing this ever since I first started stepping out onto stage. I visualized my audience having a good time. I visualized them getting on their feet for a standing ovation. I visualized what I wanted to happen. And even if the outcome did not match my visualization, I then was able to adapt to get that outcome next time. The fourth idea has come into vogue over the last several years by lots of different experts on flow and on mindfulness state, and it is really powerful, and that is to have a breathing technique. Mindful breathing exercises can help you regulate your nervous system, regulate your stress level, regulate your epinephrine and cortisol and all these different things so that you can control your emotions in a high anxiety state. Even if you don't have anxiety like standing on the free throw line at an NBA championship game, you still have stressors that come into your life and business, and you have pressures that come in that throw you for a loop and put you in a moment in time that is difficult to deal with. If you have practiced breathing exercises, you can employ them in the moment and really bring down your blood pressure, your anxiety level, so that you could perform at the highest level in that moment. When I was performing on Penn and Teller's Fool Us, I performed a very dangerous piece of magic and one with a lot of pressure. And I'll tell you right now that backstage, my heartbeat was going 200 beats a minute. Like, I was just so stressed to do well. I wanted to do well. And really, lots of times for high performers like you, stress comes in when you just really want to do well and you're worried about not doing well. Well, that was what I was experiencing backstage. And what I did was I practiced this deep breathing, this mindful breathing, being in the moment, being in that space. There's so many videos and so much documentation on how to do this. Search it out online. But I did that backstage and it calmed me down before the curtains open. And in fact, if you look at me at the beginning of the piece, I look dead calm, don't I? You wouldn't believe that my heart was going a million times a minute just a few minutes earlier. In fact, I was on the verge of tears. I was so anxious in that moment. But these breathing techniques really helped me calm down. And again, you may be saying, I'm not going to be on stage in front of Penn and Teller. But let's picture this for a moment. You're running your business and all of a sudden you get a call on the phone and it's your partner or a loved one that's telling you that their car got wrecked, but you know that you're about to have a meeting that was really important for your business and you've got to go into that meeting. You've just got this stimulus into your brain. It was difficult and you're ramped up and you're anxious. If you have the breathing techniques in your pocket, you're going to be better positioned to succeed. And the fifth one is to set goals, not just any kind of goals, but SMART goals. SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. If you'd like, I could do a whole video about SMART goals. There's other documents on this idea as well, but the point of it is to be very specific in setting goals in the near term that you are able to achieve on the way to your grand vision, on the way to your grand dream. So often we have these grand plans, but we don't create the steps to help us get to that dream. Again, this is why I did a TEDx talk to talk about this very idea. But by defining what you need to do next, both today and maybe this week, what you're going to do is create clarity. And what George Mumford says is where clarity happens, there is freedom. And where freedom happens, there is achievement. Again, all of these ideas are from his book, Unlocked. Definitely check it out for yourself. And George has a YouTube channel where he gives like really great little snippets of wisdom. Definitely check out his YouTube channel and tune into what he's saying on a daily basis to help you achieve. Now, before we get to the bonus idea, which I think is worth the weight of watching this video, and if you've gotten this far, thank you. I want to reward you for your patience. I want to just say that setting your mind to what you want to have happen is very important in order to achieve those things. For example, my win for this video is that you would watch it, that it would help you, and not that you would do all the YouTube-y things, like and subscribe. Those things are great, but the thing that would be a real win for me is if you shared this video with someone that you know would really benefit from this information. So I'm asking you to do that. Would you share this video with someone that would benefit from this information? Okay, on to the bonus idea. The bonus idea picks up on the concept of journaling, but it's actually a separate journal that you keep separately. I highly recommend traveling with it. It could be very small, but what it's called is a gratitude journal. All you have to do is every day, and do this every day, trust me, do it every day, is every day write 3 things you're grateful for that day. It may be a sunrise. It may be coffee with a friend. It may be an amazing meal. It may be a business achievement. But whatever things you are grateful for that day, just get 3 of them down on paper. Because what'll happen is when you start feeling bogged down, when you start feeling depressed and like you're not achieving anything, you could go back into your gratitudes and see the multitude of blessings in your life. And this is going to give you buoyancy in these moments of trial and trouble. And even in the moment when you're writing them, it will change your mentality. George Mumford's stuff is all about achieving this flow state where you're able to just operate out of your inherent ability of greatness. In order to do that, you need to change your mentality. A lot of his book, Unlocked, is about changing the way we see the world and the way we see ourselves and the way we see things that causes anxiety. When we change the way we see things, we can operate more efficiently and we could create these moments where we achieve, like Michael Jordan, like Kobe Bryant, and like Connor McDavid. I believe in you. Dream big, go after them. Listen to George Mumford. He knows what he's talking about. And until next time, live bright, love big.